Hi guys, welcome to another section of the hot seat with Priscilla Kuma. I hope you're enjoying the video so far, and I hope you're getting ready to be the next guest. Shout out to Elombini, shout out to Alaji Rabiu for all you're doing for the Zongo community. We appreciate our work and keep up the good work. Today I have here my very good friend. We go way back. She's going to introduce herself and tell you all she's been up to. Sit down, relax, and enjoy the show. Hi Araba, how are you doing?
Hi, Priscilla. I'm good. Yourself?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you and the family?
We are doing well. Still in the COVID season, so we are still trying to go by the guidelines, wear our masks, wash our hands, etc. Yeah.
It's very important. COVID is rising again. We have to take care of ourselves. We have to keep doing what we're doing back. Most of us relaxed, and that's why we are back at where we are now. But I think we're going to get through this. So you and I have been friends. We were in the same nursing school in University of Ghana, the Premier University. And I've known you for at least 13 years so far, and it's been good. Can you tell me what you've been up to all these 13 years of your life?
13 years.
It's been work. Yeah, are you still practicing nursing?
Yes, I am. I'm back to full-time nursing. Yeah. So it's been work, marriage, family, etc. We are growing.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
We've really come a long way. So you said you're back to full-time nursing. What were you doing before, and why are you now back?
Okay, so I did a lot of work in the corporate sector for about 8-9 years now, but I'm back to full-time nursing because of family. I've got 3 kids, 3 under 4. So I decided to come back so that I could have a lot of time raising them. It's a bit challenging in the corporate sector, both parents being on the move. So sometimes somebody would have to make that sacrifice and stay. So I am back to full-time nursing now.
Nice. You made a sacrifice for family, and that's very impressive. So you have 3 kids under 4. That must be very challenging.
I tell you.
Yeah. How do you combine 3 kids under 4 with work and other social activities as well?
It's crazy, but grace is keeping us. Trust me. My motivation is that a lot of people have done it, so I should be able to do it. So I am trying my best. It's challenging, but we are trying our possible best.
It must be. So how long have you been married?
6 years.
And how old is your first child? And the youngest?
She's 3 years.
Wow.
She's 3 years. Yeah.
So meaning you married for 6 years and your first child is 3 years. So the first 3 years of your life as a married person, what was happening?
For the first 3 years, well, trust me, when I got married, I actually wanted to be a mother as soon as possible. I got married in October. By December, I was pregnant. I mean, you could imagine excitement.
October.
But February, at 8 weeks, I lost it.
You just celebrated your anniversary in October then. Happy anniversary.
Yes. A few days ago.
I remember that wedding very well. I can never forget. It was a wedding we can't forget. So happy anniversary once again. 6 years is not an easy journey, and I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
Thank you.
Please proceed.
Yeah. So like I was saying, I've been married for 6 years, and trust me, I'd wanted to be a mother as soon as I could, but nature didn't have it so. I got married in October. By December, I was pregnant. You could imagine the excitement and everything. But I lost it at 8 weeks.
Oh.
Yeah, I lost it at 8 weeks, and it was such a tough moment, but God saw me through. After that, I got pregnant again and I lost it. And it was just back and forth, getting pregnant and losing it. And at some point, I was really frustrated because I said to myself, it's just like a year or two. How about the people who have been doing this for 6, 7, 8 years? For
Right.
me, the first 2 years were so challenging. I felt frustrated. I felt depressed. I mean, nobody was stressing me, but I just didn't understand why I couldn't sustain my pregnancies. But I left everything to God, and in His own time, He made it beautiful. So I've got 3 kids now. So my first one was in 2017. My second one was in 2019, and my third one, 2020.
Wow.
So it's been a busy 3 years of kids.
It has been.
Yeah.
So you had multiple miscarriages before you finally had your 3 kids. Wow. And how did you handle that moment? Did you have anybody to talk to, support system? Because you must be very depressing for you. Yeah.
Yes, it was very depressing. I had people around I could speak with. I mean, my husband was very supportive, and so was my family. And I had a very good friend, Sophagy. He's a Methodist priest, Reverend Sophagy. He was there for me all the time. He was encouraging me, and my grandparents. I remember one time when I was going through the miscarriages, I called my grandpa and he prayed. And what he said was, God, if it is your will for her to have this baby, let it be so. If it's not your will, just calm her down and let it pass.
Wow, that's a powerful prayer. Oh, God bless his heart.
And calm her soul. It came to pass, and in fact, I handled the second one better than the first one because then I had gathered some strength and some courage. So it's like, well, I've seen it before. It's not a big deal. In as much as I cried, it wasn't as bad as the first one. So I had a support system, a very good support system, people that I could speak with. So, but emotionally, I wasn't happy. I was traumatized. I was depressed because I didn't understand what was happening. I mean, why can't I keep it? And at some point, I questioned God. I'm like,
yeah, we've all been to that point where you question God. Yeah.
Yes. I'm like, why does it have to be me? I mean, what am I doing not right? A lot of things will come into your mind, but trust me, it's not an easy moment. I don't wish people should go through such an experience. It's a tough moment. It is. It's night of tears, your pillows are soaked. Yes, so you walk out there with your head up as if there's nothing wrong with you, all is well. Everybody see the beauty you and they think everything is well, but deep down in your heart, you know what you're going through. Yeah. So it was a very tough and challenging moment for me, I must admit.
So how did you handle the societal pressure? Because I know our society, people are not sensitive to your feelings. They just see you and ask you, you've been married for 3 years, you don't have any kids, what are you waiting for? People look at you from the day they leave your wedding, they expect pregnancy 9 months after and all. How did you handle the society pressure?
I think it's got to do with the mind, right? And what you are up to. So for me, I didn't allow societal pressure to get into me. The pressure I had was from myself because I wanted to be a mother. But society-wise, I didn't give an ear to whatever anybody was saying because I knew that, well, when the time was right, it was going to happen. But my fear was, what if it doesn't happen again because of, the consistent miscarriages? So I was scared. I was nervous. I'm like, what if I never get pregnant again? Does it mean I'm not going to have children at all? So for me, it was more or less like a personal thing. The society doesn't really come through for me because there are people that I knew had gone through that. So they encouraged me, and I told myself that I won't let this thing get into me by the society. So for that side, my mind was closed. It was an internal something. It was me, myself, that I felt that, why is it not happening?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was more or less like a personal thing. Yeah. Yeah.
So you had about 4 miscarriages. What advice do you have for young couples who are married and not having kids on time or keep having miscarriages? What should they know and what should they do? No.
Well, it's such a difficult time, trying and waiting. I won't lie you.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I would say is that people should be encouraged, especially the two partners. The
Mm-hmm.
husband and wife should know what they are up to, and they should be there for each other. Because the moment you give out your partner, then of course you allow the outside world to get into it and say things to your partner. Sometimes would have to build that bond so that we'll be there for each other. And then also I would encourage women to do a regular check,
Yeah.
as well as the men.
Mm-hmm.
It's very important to check yourself. I mean, for all of us growing up, we're not too worried about this thing because as far as we know, we menstruate. And once you menstruate, you should be able to get pregnant. End of story. But it is not like that.
It is not the case.
Things can change. We never understand what is hormonal imbalance and what so forth. What is it really? As far as the month is there, I should be able to, get pregnant as easy as that. But once you get in, you realize that, hey, there's more to it. It's a war. I must say it's such a challenging. Yes, it's such a challenging experience. So people should slow down at their own pace. Do not get pressurized by the society or by friends. At your own time. You don't owe anybody explanations as to why you haven't given birth. You don't owe anybody explanation as to why you're not pregnant. Everybody has priorities. So if your priority is, I would like to wait 2 or 3 years, so be it. If people are trying and it's not happening, you don't expect them to come and tell you, I am trying and it's not happening. It's a very personal thing, and it's an emotional something. So for people to open up like that, you make them feel worried the more, because then it's like they are being pressurized by the outside world to get pregnant. But the question is, who is going to take care of the child? It is you. So at your own time, in God's own time, when the time is right, it will happen. So nobody should feel that heat that people are giving it to them out there. We are just being insensitive. That is it. And we are being cruel because people say all sorts of things to young women who are not married. And it's we, the women, who feel the fire more. For the men, boys, they get right. But for women, it's an area that you shouldn't go there. You shouldn't at all. You could discuss anything else, but on that level, when you are not sure of what to say or ask, please zip it.
That's it. Just zip it. I like that. So this advice you've given relates directly to my next question. The pressure on the young lady to get married. These days, there's marriages happening everywhere, and every young lady is under pressure from society to get married. Most of your advice relates to that. Take your time, don't be pressurized, do it when you're ready and all that. What do you think about the craze to marry these days? The ticking clock and all that craze?
Marriage is a lifetime something. It's not water you can buy and drink at any time that you want. Marriage is a serious business.
It is.
So if somebody is pressurizing another person to get married, the question is, are you ready? Marriage is not for boys and girls.
Not at all.
It's not for boys and girls. It is not, I invested dilly-dally affair, we hop here, we jump here. Look, it's a different world and an institution altogether. So if you're not ready, don't go into it. I know a lot of young women are getting out of their marriages these days because we think it's not working. Why is it not working? I mean, most of us or people think that when I marry A, I'm going to change him. There are certain behaviors that when we are dating, we see or we do not see. But the red flags that you see in relationships, don't ignore them, because they are going to show up again when you are married. And don't ever think that once I get married, I'll be able to change my partner to suit my style. No, you would have to change yourself, work on yourself. So marriage for me, it's tough.
It is.
But
I
if you
always
really want
say
to make it work, if you really, really want to make it work, you'd have to tune your mind, you'd have to pray, you'd have to learn, you'd have to be open, you'd have to be patient.
yeah.
Because if you are not, and you just want to get married because everybody is getting married, then you get married, and if you are not lucky, you get out as are people getting out.
Yep.
But is that what you want to do? As a tag? Is that the kind of tag that you would want to have? I mean, there are genuine cases that people would have to get out of the marriage. There are genuine cases.
Yeah.
But instances whereby you are not prepared and you got in because of what you think you will get, then when you get in and you don't get what we are expecting to get, you are going to come out. And that is not good. So then that means you would have to work on yourself personally. So I always say that marry when you're ready. Don't get married because you think your partner has money. Don't get married because you think you get to enjoy all the good things. Don't get married because your friends are getting married. No, get married when you are ready and prepared.
Nice. You've spoken so well, and I like that. So in this 6 years of your journey, what have you learned so far? And what do you wish you knew before getting married? What have you learned so far, and what did you wish you knew before getting married? Anything to share with us?
6 years.
It's a lot of work.
I think I have learned to be patient, because two people coming from two different backgrounds. Absolutely. I mean, what you think it's a big deal, your partner doesn't see it as a big deal. So then there is misunderstanding. But if you learn how to communicate and address issues, I think you will make it. Because for me, at some point, I felt that, what is it really? But I got an advice from my grandparent that a bad marriage is like being in prison for the rest of your life.